Good morning and welcome to Coffee and Crafts. I'm a little late, Hal. Sorry, I see that Hal is saying, somebody call me. I've been here the whole time. I was actually taking a quick note because I'm adding a new. We'll see how this works out, a new segment to the show, and I'd forgotten to do the notes last night on it. So it seems like it's a thing I've got to do in the mornings to get it right. So anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. We're back. And again, I say this all the time. We're Monday, the 3rd of January, 2022 here. So those of you watching live will understand what I'm about to say. The rest of you, hang out for a second. We're going to get to the craps talk here in a minute, but just wanted to ring in the new year. Things are going well over here in our land, in Seattle. A lot of snow out here. We got hammered with snow. I never went to Phoenix because our airport basically in Seattle essentially. Whenever it snows, it's like the apocalypse, and so everything's shut down here. So there's no flights in and out for a couple days. We had a rough time getting anywhere. We canceled the trip. It snowed again last night, so we're just buried here. We've had no trash service. We've had our stores are all empty. So it's insane that in 2022, a major city like the Seattle area cannot figure out a winter storm, but it is what it is, and here we are. The new feature for the show, though, I think, is because we go live every day, it's sort of like we're the morning news or your morning drive or whatever it is for some of y'all. So here's what's going to happen. One of our subscribers, Tito, suggested that I give you, and I've talked about this last week, some kind of a listings, like what the hell's happening in the world, right? Or in the world of craps, at least. So some kind of a news or what's coming segment. I said I was going to start a website that was going to give us kind of a lens into what people are doing and when, because it's hard to track what's going on YouTube. It's you have all the notifications and stuff, but it's, whatever. I'm going to show you this. I did this morning. Here's what's coming today. And every day in the week, I'll scan my subscriptions and look around and figure out what's coming up on Craps TV, basically. So tonight we've got Same Bet with Steve Heavy Haltom and the UR Comped crew. They're going to talk about craps, the craps cruise that they do. And just Steve is like this old school craps guru guy. So he's a good person to listen to. He's a fun listen. I love Steve. So that's going to be a great show tonight. And then Big AZ's got back-to-back shows. He's doing his Las Vegas Craps. I don't know if that's a live feed of his game at the Plaza, or if he's just talking through his trip report. And then he's got his Big AZ Joker's Wild Challenge with Slam Bright tonight. So those are the three things. All times are my time Pacific. That's what my phone says. Now, what I'm going to do here to get this viewing schedule right, I'll make a better graphic for this at some point. And I'm going to want all the folks that are doing lives, and I know that we now have, and I got to start calling some folks out, but Sideshow Gamble has got the live stream figured out. Not only he practiced it like 3 times, he's got this whole setup now. He's got the multiple windows like Jeff has got going on. It looks fantastic. He's doing a lot there. But he seems to be going live kind of at random times right now, like I was doing for a while, where you're just trying to, when your schedule allows for it, you do it. As soon as I start getting folks to schedule them live, I'll find a way to get from them when they're going. This screen every day will have our morning kind of look at what's happening in the afternoon, so you know who's going to be doing stuff. The live streaming technology, as Jeff will tell you, as hopefully Ken, I saw Ken here in the chat. Ken's here too. Ken did a couple of live streams. He did one yesterday on sports. It's easy. I mean, Ken gives me a bunch of shit about, being a geek and everything, which is fine. But honestly, Ken, the people who make these apps make this stuff really, really simple. And you can get live with a YouTube channel without a whole lot of brain effort and just time. They make it pretty simple for you. When you get into things like the windows I've got in front of you here and the way that Jeff at Mid-Atlantic does it and the way that Chris over at Sideshow is doing it, that gets a little more complicated to make it look awesome, but I think it's pretty cool that the software is so good that people can just do this now. So anyway, I know that Sideshow's doing live stuff. Ken's doing live stuff. Greg, for a while, was doing live stuff. When Greg comes back and does more lives, we'll get him on the list too. And I'll also have a form that you all can go and fill in the form with when your lives are going to be. And then I can go ahead and create an app that'll show the feed of what's live. And this will become like morning TV listings. So that's the thing we're going to do every morning. We'll just kind of cover what's happening in the afternoon. And I thought it'd be kind of cool also to have, during this kind of morning sync before I go to the table. If folks want to share, and Joe, you're doing the same thing too. Craftsmaster, you're going live here and there. You're not going live all the time, but when you schedule them, I can find them, right? And that's what I'm trying to do. So if we can get you out there, again, it just helps everybody get the views, obviously, and the likes. But really, you miss it all. I mean, you could watch craps all day long. This will also give you, if you're going live as a channel, kind of a when you shouldn't go live look, right? Because I wonder too, like if I want to do a coffee and craps, when should I go live? Well, now I know I'm not going at 7 o'clock or at 5 o'clock. I'm going to try and get in between those two or later. So this gives all of us kind of a better sense of when the openings are that people might want to see us live. So that's what's going on there. If you all want to share with me small, short trip reports, I don't really care about the money you won or lost, but like the report, how did it go in whatever town you were in? We can do a couple of quick quick trip reports here in the morning too, and just kind of start sharing how folks are doing, what strategies you played, that kind of thing. And we can make this morning sync part of our show at least kind of again, calling out the channels for times, but also calling out our subscribers for what's going on at the casinos. I think it'd be kind of a fun way to start every morning with a little bit of look ahead, look back kind of a thing. So that's that. Anyway, what else is going on here? So I did a live stream over the weekend where we had I had all the best of intentions, right? You saw it. It's called I called it the behind the scenes thing or behind the curtain. And I basically filming myself to do a video. And I've got the video probably 70% cut now for the Headless Horseman. It's going to be a full rollout, plus a full rollout on Wind Craps, plus a like a detailed explanation of how the Horseman works, how it should work, and how you can grow from it. Unfortunately, when I did the video on Saturday, I had this mic that I'm wearing now turned on, but I had my app that was recording us using the screen microphone. So there was almost no volume. So all that work I did on Saturday, we had got great video, and I said really amazing things. None of it's usable because you can't hear it. So I've got to redo the whole damn thing. I'm probably going to cut that video into 3 pieces. It's probably going to be a how to play the Horseman, a Horseman options video, and then a Horseman live rollout video. Otherwise it's going to be 40 minutes, and that's just too long. So that's coming. Anyway, today we're going to start a series on betting progressions. And I'm going to probably spend most of my time this week in the field and on the don't pass when I'm doing the explanation parts of things, because you'll find that betting progressions on a video, for a video like this at least, betting progressions typically weren't developed for craps. Let me go, and we're going to put up the one we're going to talk about today, which is the Dalen Bear. This is the one that Waylon is kind of famous for. And Waylon, by the way, a little off topic here, started his craps channel over the holidays. So go to Waylon's Way Craps, Waylon's Way Craps on YouTube. He's just getting going. I guess he's going to be out camera shopping today, or phone shopping, whatever. He's going to up his game as far as that goes. It's good to have Waylon out there. When you have your ideas for the channels and you're going out, let us know, obviously. Now, Waylon has been working with all of us, myself and Sideshow and Joe, and a lot with Jeff, and everybody's running the Waylon strategies, the Waylon's Ways. Waylon's Ways are always variations of a theme, which is this basic betting system, the Dalen Bear. It's a ladder system where whenever you lose, you go up by 1 betting unit. Whatever that betting unit is, if you're a $10 table, a $15 table, a $25 table, you go up a full unit when you lose. When you win, you come down a unit. So you climb the ladder as you lose. Again, you're chasing losses to some degree. And when you win, you climb back down the ladder, rung by rung by rung, till you get back to the base. You're always working from a base of 1 unit up as high as you need to go, work your way back down to base. And when you get back to base, you'll be in profit. All of these betting systems, we're going to do at least 5 of them, maybe 6 of them this week. We got the Dalen Bear today. We're going to do the La Bichet. We're going to do the Stern method. We're going to do a couple of other sort of just numerical systems. They're all based on, I'm going to say, normal games. okay? Normal games where you've got a 50-50-ish chance of winning, okay? Think roulette, think baccarat, where it's basically they're flipping, baccarat essentially flipping a coin every single time. Roulette, red, black, high, low, bets like that where you've got essentially a 50-50 chance. There's never an actual 50-50 bet in a casino. There's always an edge built in somewhere. On roulette, you've got 1, 2, or 3 zeros. In baccarat, you've got the banker commission plus the tie. In craps, we don't really have a 50-50 bet. We're close. The pass line, don't pass line are close to 50-50 bets, as close as you're going to get anyway. You've got the field, which has got, 16 out of the 36 ways to win in the field. Not quite 50-50, but for the purposes of demonstrating a ladder system or any kind of a progression system, I'm going to use the field most likely because the field is close to a 50-50 hop bet as you're going to get. In other words, one roll of the die, we're going to get a result, a win or a loss, every single roll of the die. That's why I'm going to use the field to demonstrate this. I'm not advocating, and I'll say it at the table again, I'm not going to advocate that you bet this way in the field. I'm going to use the field because it's quick when I roll the dice. That's the only reason why. I think you can use this also on the pass line, the don't pass line. Whalen makes a lot of use of this type of system up in the field, up in the box numbers, which I find interesting. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you kind of how this thing works on as close to a 50-50 bet as we can make, which is going to be the field / the don't pass line, or the pass or the don't pass. Both work essentially the same. And then we're going to move up to the box numbers, and I'll show you the way that Whalen sort of works his way through this strategy up in the box and where the dangers lie. This is with any system, any betting system like the D'Alembert or the Martingale, God forbid, or the Labouchet that we're going to show you tomorrow. There's danger in all of them. Whenever you're doing a progression betting system, there's going to be an inherent danger. I know Greg rolled this out, I think, about a month or so ago, and lost $5,000 in like 5 minutes. Like he had the worst roll in history, and that happens, right? It does happen. So these systems, the Martingale, for all of its failings, right? People rail against the Martingale. The Martingale guarantees, given that you have the bankroll and no table limit, guarantees you a profit. It's small profit, but it guarantees you a 1-unit profit at the end of all your pain and suffering. The D'Alembert does not guarantee that. There's no one-hit guarantee to get your money back unless you do it the parlay way that I'm going to show you here too. So there are ways to do this where it does guarantee the win. But Dice Doctor, you're saying it. That's a great icon, by the way. I love your icon. The exposure is ridiculous on the ladder system, the D'Alembert, and as well as the Martingale. Tomorrow we look at the Labouchet, and that also has an insane amount of potential exposure for you. The way that system ladders up, that system though does guarantee a win if you can stick with it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how you all respond to these systems over the week, because again, there's a number of ways to do this, and I like the idea. I like the idea of applying math to a betting system. The problem with these progressions is you're going to find bankroll can be a huge problem. Bankroll can be your nemesis because if you catch that ugly streak, which we've all seen, and you've seen me roll some ugly streaks back here, these systems will just torture you. So you're going to have to build in some sort of a loss limit, restart, that sort of thing to get through it. So with that said, let's go back to our table here, and I'll show you how this works, and I'll give you my immediate option. As I show you how the core system works, I'm going to show you an option for it almost right away so you can see a side-by-side comparison of 2 ways to use the ladder system. And again, I'll probably focus myself here in the field. So let's go ahead and turn back to the table. And I'm going to try something here and see if this works. If I just turn my chair around where I can get to the table, because I'm going to be right here, I'll probably roll dice right in front like this just to kind of get through this really quick. Because again, the dice themselves, the actual craps part of this doesn't matter so much as the progression itself. I will roll out more live in a second here, but let's get the basics down. Here is, in my rack, I've got $100 in red, okay? And we're going to start out with 1 unit in the field. And the way that the system's going to work, let's assume that you lose this bet. We roll a field number or a non-field number, and the bet loses. Your next bet, you ladder up. You're gonna go out there with 2 units. Hopefully you can see that there's two red chips there. Your second bet is 2. Let's say that you lose that. Now you're down 3 chips. You're gonna come in with your next bet at 4. So you're laddering up with each loss. You go up by another unit. Let's say you lose those 4, and now you're gonna come in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chips. Okay, and here we are at level 1, 2, 3 of the 4th level. We're at 5 chips, okay, on our way to this ladder. Now, what if we happen to win here? This would be a great result. What if we win? I'm gonna pay my wins out of my losses so you can see what happens. Let's say we win at the 5 unit level. We're gonna pay ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. We're gonna ladder back down. We're gonna reduce our bet by 1. So we'll take 1 from what we had bet and bring this back to our rack. So at that level, you can come back to your rack, and again, I'll replace my chips in here as I go. And now I'm back to where my total loss at this point. I started with 100. I'm now at 25, 50, 70 bucks. I'm down 30, right? There's 20, 30 bucks that I've got here. If we were to win a second time here, we can pay ourselves from our losses and 2 from the bank. Again, it's an even money pay. We'll take 1 from our bet and come back to the rack with these winnings. And again, I'll reset here. And now we're back to where we're only down 5 bucks. We're down 1 unit. I've got 1, 2, 3 stacks of 5, 1 stack of 4. So I'm down 1 unit. If we happen to win again here, 1, 2, 3, again, we'll take 1, reduce our bet size down by 1, bring this to the rack, and now we're showing profit, right? There's our initial. I'll even put the profits over here for you. We win again on the ladder. It pays 2. We bring our bet down by 1 unit, come back to the rack, and at the end of all of that, we've profited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. A lot of work there, right? We lost 4 times in a row, and we won 4 times in a row. And the result of winning 4 times in a row at the end of that was 6 units. A lot of work for a 6-unit profit, but that's the way that the ladder system works. The longer you go into it, there's a point in time where that becomes a little less. Let's try it again with a quicker win. Let's say that we didn't have such a bad run. Let's say that you go out here with 1, you lose the 1, come out with 2. Say that you win 2. We'll take it from your profit and 1 from the bank. You win 2, go back to 1, and now you're basically even and up 1 unit. So early in the ladder systems, you're going to win 1 or 2 units. We'll do it again. Let's try it one more time, and we'll take a win here at a next level up. 1 bet loses. Size 2 loses. Come out here for size 1, 2, 3. Let's say size 3 wins. We'll take it from our losses. Right, we'll do that. We'll come back with 1 unit. Back to the rack we go. There's our 3. There's the 3 we just pulled back. Let's say you win here again at 2 units, reduced by 1. And again, back to the rack with a 1 unit profit. If you pulled this back, you're actually at a 2 unit profit. So the longer the ladder goes, interestingly enough, the better that it does from a winning standpoint. We'll do it one more time, and we'll go up to 1 more level this time. Actually, we'll go a little higher than the first time. 1 unit out, loses. 2 units out, loses. We'll do 3, 2, 3, that loses. We'll do 4 this time, and we'll say the 4th one loses. Now we'll do a 5 unit bet. Now we're climbing 1, 2, 3. We're at the 5th level of this darn thing at this big bet size. Let's say that loses 2. We'll go here. And now you're going to be out for 5, and we'll have to take a loan out from the bank. We'll get a 1 unit loan from the bank. Take a marker out for an extra 5 bucks. Now we're at this big level. Okay? We lost 1. We climbed the ladder and lost 2. Climbed it, lost 3. Climbed it, lost 4. Climbed it, lost 5. Now we're on level 6 of this thing with a 6 unit bet. Let's say that now we start the winning process again. Let's just, perfect world, these all win. There's 6 units here. Again, I'll pull from our losses to pay our wins. There's 6. We'll go laddering down by 1 unit and bring this back to our rack. And as I bring it back to the rack, I'll use the lammers to separate and chip in units of 5 here. Okay, there's 1. You win again. We'll take again from the loss pile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1-to-1 bet. We'll take 1 off of our stack, come back to our rack with that. There's that, and there's that. We're almost back to we're about halfway home, getting even. Let's say that 4 wins, comes out of our losses. There's 4. Take 1 from our stack and come back to our rack. We're almost back to square. Let's say that it was 3 win. Now we're gonna be getting paid from the bank, finally getting paid new money from the bank. Reduce by 1, come back to the rack. Now our rack is even. These 2 are finally profit. When the 2 win, that gets paid, reduced by 1, back to the rack we go. And if you wanted to pull this last one back too, you're at a win size of 6. So the higher the ladder you go, the more potential profit you've got as you climb the ladder. Also, the ladder works interesting ways when you're in the chop. Okay, I'm gonna actually turn my back here. I'm gonna look at some of the chats here as we go. Dr. Don't Pass, by the way, I see your chat here. I'm gonna roll it out on WinCraps for sure. We're gonna see this in thousands of rolls. I will come back on Friday. I'm gonna do a WinCraps episode on Friday where I run all these ladder systems on the same bet. We're gonna go field bet with all the ladder systems and see how they all perform side by side. It's gonna be fantastic. And just another side note here, Dr. Don't Pass, I got your note. I have a WinCraft script written that's gonna compare all the don't pass ways. So I've got one that's gonna do a comparison of don't pass, of this flat bet on the don't, the Greg way, which is a flat bet plus 30 in odds, my way, which is a flat bet using odds to get through the don't come and having 2 flat bets, and the Wizards way, which is don't pass full odds and all 6 with full odds. We're gonna run all those again side by side. That'll be next week. I do have it on the list though. Thanks for bringing that up. And yeah, I will run this out on WinCraps because I wanna see these things over thousands. This right here, what I'm doing on the table here is just to kind of show you how the system actually works. Just so that we can see how this thing goes. And yeah, Vince has run this on, he's run some whale and stuff on WinCraps. And again, I just want to give you a lens into how the how do I say this right? How the rhythm of the chip movement is when you're playing these things out. So here we go. Let's look at this thing in a more choppy scenario. Let's go back and we'll say 1 loses. We'll say that 2 loses, come out to 3 wins. Okay, you come back out here, you get paid your 3, you pull your 1 back to the rack. You can reset things up. And now we have 2 units out here. Our rack is basically, we're even at this point. Let's say we lose here again. So you lose those 2, you come out with 3. You win with 3, so it's gonna pay you those 2 plus 1 from the bank. You pull 1 back to your rack you go. And in this choppy phase, what ends up happening if you were to pull this back, you'd be up by a chip. So in the chop, what happens if you win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, you end up bringing back a chip on every subsequent win. It basically is a 1 unit win when you're in the chop. And Ken did this with a Baccarat demo and showed us how in a choppy Baccarat deck, this actually keeps you going. This 1 unit win keeps on moving in, and you can stay alive in the chop waiting for the good streak to happen. And when you're down here at the 1 unit level and you're getting that good streak, you're just gonna be profiting a unit every single time. So that works out pretty well. When you're in that streak, I think there's another, look at, I think, Thursday's show where we talk about streak betting, right? The De Lambert works when you're at base and you win. Now you're gonna come in and take that win and do interesting things with the wins, and streak bet when you're in profit land. But at its base, you've got to get back to base. You got to lose some to get back to base to show profit. And that's how the ladder system works. It just does not work until you're losing and forcing yourself to earn back profit. So that's a way to look at it. Now I'm going to show you side by side a couple of things here. I've done this a number of times, and I think one of the things I don't like about the ladder system, obviously, with $100 here with 20 units, look how fast we lost, right? There's level 1, there's level 2. I'll do it again. Level 3, here's level 4, level 5, and I'm basically out of money, right? 5 levels in, and I'm out of money. These are just nickels. If you're doing this with the quarters or with blacks, if this is black chips, how much money we have out here? There's 5, 9, 10, 15 chips out there right now. That's $1,500 lost laddering up at the black chip level. Okay, 15 chips at the green level is $375, right? You're getting into this point where it becomes so expensive in here to manage these losses. 5 losses in the field, 5 losses on the pass line or don't pass line, those are not unheard of numbers. 5 is actually common to see this amount of loss. So this system, again, you can sustain it here. If you get this win, you're going to be okay. But laddering down takes so long, right? And as you ladder down, it's a one unit win in the chop as you ladder down. An option could be here. Let's just, again, I'm going to keep this back at the 4 unit level. Let's say we're here at the 4s. And I'm going to run this back down again at the 4 unit level, 4 unit loss, and the 5 units out here. Let's run back, and again, we'll look at our profit level at the end. And then I'm going to do it a different way for you. So again, 5 units wins, we're going to make the perfect ladder. 5 units wins, reduce it by 1, come back to your rack. 4 units wins, we're going to pay from our profits, pull back 1, and come back to our rack. We're almost to even. 3 units wins, 2 from our losses, 1 from the bank, reduce it by 1, back to the rack we go. 2 units wins, take 1 from here, we're in profit town, and we're back at base. We have our 3 unit win. Okay, that's going to be the kind of the what to look for here when I go into the next version of doing it. Let's take that same loss, okay? 1 goes and we lose it. 2 goes and we lose it. 3 goes and we lose it. 4 goes and we lose it. And now we're out here with 5, okay? I would suggest laddering up is fine. Let's play this a different way though. What if we took a win, and I'll do it from the bank, okay? Well, we'll take it from the loss, it's fine. We can take it from the loss pile. We win at the 5 unit level. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say parlay that. Parlay that first win. On the second win, with 10 units out here now, you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the house. And you're ending up with, in that case, a little bit more profit. There's your 75. There's 100. And here's a 5 unit win versus a 3 unit win the other way. And you only had to get 2 wins in a row to do it. So versus having to get all the wins back in that ladder down, parlaying the first win that you get while climbing the ladder and getting that second win, if you can catch that second win, boom, you come back and you're actually out front with a little bit less risky there. So that's what I'm suggesting there as a part of that. So oh my God, you say this out loud. If you can't shoot the dice, don't play it. You know, and when I think it's funny, I was watching your video yesterday and I made a comment on your channel. You're shooting pretty good. You're got that nice, low, simple arc to your shot. It lands pretty safely under the table. Your table service is hard. You'll notice that I throw on cork. So my table service is extra bouncy on purpose to make my throw be even softer. So you got to work hard to get your soft for sure. And you're right, the 4 and 10 chop, you're winning 2 units on yours. You're betting it twice. And when I go back to the other side here, we're gonna play it out for a few minutes. And you bet this on multiple numbers versus just the 50-50 field bet that I'm showing here. But again, I'm showing it here in the field because I think it's important to see the quickness of it, right? I think what Waylon does that I think is very cool is that he bets multiple numbers, and sometimes he bets them at different levels. And I think you've got a new one that I'm not going to show your strategy today, Waylon. I was gonna put it out there a little bit, but I want to save it for your channel. But you're doing a version of this where you're actually laddering up on non-losses, but just on non-wins, which I think is an interesting approach to it. Again, if you've got the bankroll to support that. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat before I go out there. Skills is parlaying eats more to my bankroll. Kinda. I mean, if you're laddering up, you're at the same level, right? At level 5, both players were out there for 5 units, and your risk to that point is the same. The difference is the person playing the pure ladder brought back 4 units after that win, or 6 units after the win. The parlaying person just stacked it up, but they only have to win once, right? They've only got to get the one big parlay hit to make it work. Now in the field, that's really hard to do. Okay, and this is where I think Waylon has it figured out as far as the laddering goes. If I'm betting here in the field and I have to get a parlayed, let's we win, we parlay, and I have to get that win to get back into good shape, that's a problem because it's a one roll bet. This is a hop bet essentially, right? That's a tough place to be. However, if you're up here on, let's say the 10, and I win on the 10, we win our 18 bucks. Let's say we win 18, we put in 2, okay, for 20, and I parlay all of that, right? It's not a one roll bet. I have a chance to roll a 10 before a 7 here. This bet is a more stout bet than that bet is on the parlay. So I don't mind parlaying box numbers when I'm laddering up. I think that's a better chance of a repeater here during a course of many rolls versus a repeater here in a one roll situation. So I think where you do the parlay absolutely makes a big difference. So that's kind of what I'm proposing here. So let's get back in. Let's play it out. And I'm going to first run this. I think we'll run this in the field with some live dice just to get a sense of how fast this thing moves around. And I may actually need more money. I'm going to go ahead and take 200 in greens into my rack just to have them in case we get burned here. So we'll have 300 bucks in our bankroll altogether. So let's take a look at this thing. I'm not going to use the puck. I'm just going to use the field. I'll do another quick round with the pass and don't pass, and then I'll come up here into the boxes. We'll just do a quick series here. So let's go ahead and get 1 unit into the field, and I'll put my losses here in the come so you can see the losses as they happen. Oh, you know what? I need to zoom the camera out. Hang on 1 second. Let's zoom out. There we go. A little wider view there for you. So the first thing I rolled here was a 5. It's a 4-1-5. And that'll be a field loss, level 1. Okay, I'll put these, see, I'll build them up this way, I guess. Level 2 will be here next. That's a hard 4, so that wins in the field, so that's good. We're gonna get paid 1 of our units back from a loss, plus 1 from the bank. We're gonna ladder back down and come back to the rack. Our rack is now exactly even, and we're back at base. I'm not gonna progress the wins. I'm just gonna take same bet on the wins here. There's a 4-3-7. That's a loss. We come out here with a 2-unit field bet. Again, the progressing the wins is gonna be Thursday's show. I don't wanna spoil the fun there. There's another one, so we're in the chop, which is cool. Field win. So we get 1, we ladder back, and now our rack shows a profit of 1 unit. We're back here with our starting money, and we've profited. 2 rolls in a row. Good result there. 4-2-6. 4-2-6. We're going to lose at level 1. Come out at level 2. That's a 6-4-10. So here we are. We're chopping it up, right? Another 1 here. 1 from there. Ladder back down and come back to our rack. And now we're at a 2-unit profit. So you see how we're kind of building up slowly but slowly here? There's a 5-4-9. So again, we're going to same bet this. At the bottom level, we're just going to same bet down here. The progressing your wins in the streak will be a subject for a different day's show, not today. There's a 1-3-4. Good day for the field here. Boom, same bet. Another one. Boy, if we were doing an actual progression down here on these field bet wins, we'd be in pretty good shape. 5-unit profit so far. 12s. All right, that is fan-freaking-tastic. On my table, 12 pays triple. Taking that in. I think we've had 6 straight field wins there. That's pretty good. Doesn't have, that was a 6, by the way. That was a rolled on me. That was a 336. Level 1's down. We'll dig into our profits a little bit here. There's aces. Look at me rolling the field numbers today, right? All right, so at the 2-unit level, we're gonna win 4 chips. That's awesome, right? I'll put that back over here. We're gonna reduce by 1. Boy, who was it that said the field bet the sucker bet? Who was it that said that? There's a hard 4. Winning by 1 here. There we go. There's an 8. That'll be a 1-unit loss. Come out at level 2 from our profit stack. There's a 6, so we'll lose at level 2. We'll be at level 3. There's a 7, so we'll lose at level 3. Digging in here to level 4. There's a 6, so that we'll have a level 4 loss. All of our profits are gone. Now we're digging into our starting bankroll stack. Level 5. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, that pays at level 5. This is going to be awesome. Pays at level 5. I'm going to pay out of our loss stack. So we're going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to ladder back by 1 and bring this back to our rack. There's our starting bankroll. We're back with a small profit here with 4 units here. Now live for the next roll. That's a 5, 3, 8. So the 4 will lose. We got to come back in the field with 4 plus 1 being 5. We might find ourselves here in some chop. Okay, we'll see how this thing performs in chop. There's a 3, 2, 5. I'm going to bring those back. I'm kind of running out of room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need 6 in the field. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, one thing you might want to think about doing if you're going to bet this style is to set a stop loss in here. We're at level 6 now. I told you, you can get this. It's not unheard of to be here at these high levels. At some point, you're going to say, I'm not going to go past 10 units or whatever the count's going to be for your bankroll. You may have to get there. Here's a loss of 6. There's our 6-unit loss. Now we got to come up with 7. We'll do it in, I'll do it in reds. It's fine. Yeah, actually we'll do it here. 25, 35. That's 7. That's still 7 units. Here we go. A 9. Good. Gonna win on that. So 7 units pays 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units coming back. Minus 1. We'll leave ourselves here at 30, and I'll reset our bankroll. And minus that green chip, we're where we started. Let's chop through it. There's a 5. So we'll lose at that level. Come back out with a 7-unit bet, and here we are. We're just kind of moving through it. Let's see if we can't make this thing pay down to 1 unit again. There's a 7. So that would be a 7, level 7. Now we're going to level 8. There's a yo, great. Level 8 pays. There's that. We'll ladder back by 1 unit, come back to our rack, put a green chip back, and stay at level. This should be here in the field, by the way. Now we're at level 7. There's a 9, cool, we're working our way back. Level 7 pays 7 units, right? We'll ladder back by 1, come back to the rack, get ourselves basically set back up again. We're almost, I think we're 1 green chip away from being back to square 1. Field number, come on. There we go, hard 10, I love it. That's gonna pay 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. Ladder back by 1. Come back to the rack. We are now, let's see, that comes back to the rack. I'm gonna make this look like a quarter to replace that 25 that's out there. And now we're back to our rack being square plus profit Level 5 we go. Here we are. We're almost going to be, bummer. So we lost in here with a 7. 5 units comes to the top. And back out we go at 6. And as you can see, we're just going to be laddering and yo-yoing up and down here as we go on these 50-50 bets. So that's kind of what it looks like. That's what it looks like in practice here. The field, yeah, Ken, the field is going to kill you. And the reason why the field kills you doing it this way is because it's, first of all, it's not a 50-50 bet. And the second reason is that it's also got a pretty high house edge on it. Now, my table's got triple 12, so the house edge is like, what, 2.4 or something like that. It's not awful with a table like this, but this way of doing it will crush you, right? Over time, you're not going to make enough money over time. You saw, we gave it probably 30 rolls there. At one point, we were up by about 150 bucks, which was great. But now we're kind of in yo-yo town. But this same idea works down here on the pass, don't pass. Let's actually reset our rack, and I'll do it again. And actually, what I'll do here is let's do it for grins. Let's do it pass, don't pass. And I'm actually going to do it. I'll get rid of the greens here. And I'll have 2 players going at once. We'll put 1 player here. I'll get another 100 over here. And let's do this other player. I'll put him in the back. And this guy in the back, we'll do a parlay. And we'll just see if the parlay makes any difference at all in terms of ease. Can I grab a couple in a row here? And what we'll do is on the don't pass, we're just going to go ahead and take 1 here and 1 here. Person on the right is the person in the back. And let's just play for a few minutes and see how this turns out. We got a 6 as our new point for both players. And I'll count all wins and losses. So whether it's a come out winner or loser, we'll count that as part of the thing. There's a 5. There's another 5. There's another 5. 3 5s in a row. Don't tell me this game isn't streaky. There's a 4. There's our 7, so both players will get paid. Okay. This player here is always going to parlay the win. This player here is always going to rack. So here's where Dylan is saying, yeah, we're going to be in a situation where the parlay player has more at risk, and that's certainly true. New point is going to be again a 6, but the potential for win there is also a little bit higher. There's a yo 11, which we don't care about. There's another 5. My goodness, the 5s are hot this morning. Yo 11 again. So is the yo. Wow. 1, 2, 3, the shocker. Another 5. Good gravy. Everybody put your paycheck on the 5. Here we go. 7 out, which you knew was coming. All right. Boom, boom. So far, not terribly interesting. 1 parlay and collect. This guy here is going to collect. What we need to see here is a couple of losses so that we can kind of get a sense of how the ladder works in a loss situation from the don't pass. Now, of course, we're probably going to roll a bunch of don't. Oh, there we go. Good. That's a loss. They both lose. They both come back out with 2 units. And now we'll see the ladder actually work a little bit. There's a 9, 6, 9. I'd love to lose this one and then have to work back and see what happens. Let's see if we can make it happen here. There's a 5, 3, 8. 5, 1, 6. There's a 1, 3, 4. 3, 1, 4. There's that 5 that we know and love. Oh, no, that was a 7. Shit. Was that a 5 or a 7? I think it was a 5. I'm going to leave it as a 5 because they rolled, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll apologize later for that. I think that was a 5. There's a 5, 1, 6. There's a 6, 3, 9. Okay, so both will lose here. They're both going to need to go to level 3. This is good. Level 3, puck is off. 5, 4, 9. Okay, back to the 9 we go. A win here would be interesting because now we'll get to see a little bit of a difference, I hope. There's the 7. Excellent. Okay, so the 7 comes. The player in front is going to get paid. They're both at level 3. He's going to get paid 3 units. He's going to ladder down and bring 4 units back to his rack. He's at a 2-unit bet. This player is going to get paid 3 and parlay the win. And let's see what happens here as we come out. There's a 6, 2, 8. New point is 8. And I've got to remember, by the way, we were at level 3, just so I know what the base bet was for that parlay, because if we happen to lose it, we got to parlay from there or move from there. Okay, 4, 2, 6. 5, 3, 8. Great. Okay, so both players lose. Okay, what's going to happen is this. This player here is going to lose his 2. He was at level 2. His level is now 3 for player 1. He's at level 3. I'll do that here so we don't forget it. Otherwise, what I'll do is this. This will get confusing. Okay. The other player lost his parlay. He was at level 3 already. He's actually a level ahead now. He's going to be at level 4 because he never collected on the other one. He's at level 4. He's actually laddering a little faster and higher now than the other player was. So when you parlay this thing, this is skills point where you put more at risk. Can we recover from that? There's a 5, 1, 6. What you need on the parlay is 2 in a row. What the ladder wants is multiples kind of in a series. So there's a 9. There's a hard 10. There's an 11, a yo 11. There's the box cars. We're ripping that field again. There's that 5 once again. 5 is my number today. There's the 6. Both players lose. Player 1's going to be moving to level 4. We'll lose that and get to level 4. Player 2 is going to lose this and go to level 5. He's going to be out of chips here in a hot minute. It looks like. Let's go to level 5. All right, coming out. Back on the 6. There's the 9. Another 9. There's the 5 again. Yummy. There's the 1, 2, 3. Another 9. Boy, I'm rolling some serious box numbers today. Another 9. Wow, the 9 and the 5. Waylon, your strategy with the 9 and the 5 would be crushing souls today. There's the 6. Pass line winner. Don't pass loser. So this person here is going to lose 5. They're laddering up to their last bet. This is where they have to, their last stand's going to be here. That's going to be their 5, 6 unit bet. They're done. Win or lose, or win or lose here and they're out. This person loses and they're going to go to level 5. They've got some money left in their rack because they laddered down that one time and we're okay. I'm going to move those over there. He's level 5. He can still play for one more loss if we have it. Here we go. 6. Boy, dice are not helping me out here today, are they? There's an 8. Let's get a 7 here. There's a 10. 3, 1, 4. There's a 3, 2, 5. That rolled. That was a 5, not a 6. There's a 4 again. Another 4. My goodness. There's an 8, hard 8. There's a 10, easy 10. There's the 7. Okay, finally. Here's an interesting play. What's going to happen is this player here is going to go down a level. He's going to get paid 5 chips. He's going to reduce his ladder down by 1, come back to the rack. Still behind. I'm going to move his profit. He's still behind, but he's playing. This guy over here is got 6 units out there. We're going to go ahead and put the 6 units next to it and stack it up. He needs a winner right now or he's done. So here's that inherent extra risk that the parlay player takes to get into profit. However, he'll get there faster than this person will if we get the result that we need. And there it is. There's the 437. So player 1 gets paid even money, goes back 1, goes back a level in the rack. We are 1 chip still in debt over here. This person over here, everything, did I pay him? I didn't pay him. This person here gets paid a nice fat stack and it all comes back at once. He's back to level 1. And if I count up his chips, again, he got a lucky break there, right? We got the 7 at a good time. After all those frontline winners, we know the 7 is coming all the time. This person here, if I get my next lammer in there, you'll see that he is in profit of 6 units. So that person on that parlay fought all the way back and only had to take 1 hit to get back to even. This guy here is still working to get even. This person here with a 30 or a 6 unit win at a $100 level is done. That's just 25%. He's out of here. It's actually a 30% win and he's done. This other person here, new 0.4, has to fight through and get his win the old-fashioned way by climbing back down that ladder. There's 2 8s in a row. There's our friend, the 5. And there's the 4. And again, losing that, climbing back up the ladder again we go. So we're going to be here with this player here fighting this thing back and forth until it comes out to win 1 or 2 units at the end. So that's the ladder, and I'm going to stop it there on the field. I'm going to see what time it is here. I've got a hard stop at 9 o'clock, so it is 9 o'clock now. So we'll stop it there. I want to roll this out some more. I may come back later in the day and do a second rollout where we take that. Let me get back to the video here. We may take this back and run this out and do it with the box numbers, because the box numbers add a new dynamic to this. The box numbers, when we do this here, you don't have that instant loss, right? You've got like a don't pass kind of feel where there's multiple numbers that are rolling that can be win and loss conditions. I think, Waylon, I love the fact that you see some of the box numbers not being hit as a loss as a reason to ladder. However, the bankroll requirement for that is not in everybody's wheelhouse. So we're going to roll that out as a second roll today. I'll come back here probably like lunchtime or so, maybe my lunchtime, and roll another one with the box numbers being the things that we actually ladder up and down, and we'll do that. And I may do a comparison with the parlay on the box numbers as well. Box numbers repeating, the parlay is actually, I think, a better play up there than on the don't pass. But that's going to be fun. I think we'll do that later on. Let's see what else is in here as far as chats go. Yeah, the don't pass parlay is great. The don't pass, actually, to me, the don't pass progressions where you parlay once and you add to it, those are great ways to work the don't pass for sure. Let's see, what else do we have here? Just looking through, make sure I didn't miss any of the comments that are interesting. The 11 we don't care about. We don't care about it when we're not betting on it, Hal. That was, or Jay, that was what I was trying to highlight there. So cool. All right. Let's see what else is being said. Anything else important? I guess not. Cut in half. That was interesting rolls today. Actually, I think today was somebody said it during the thing where I had if you're a pass line player today, you would have made bank. Or if you were playing the box today, you would have made bank on me. Last night I was doing a Headless Horseman rollout and trying to get video on rolling that thing out long. And I probably had 11 rolls, 12 rolls in a row where I didn't get past roll 3. I never got a combat set for like 4 shooters in a row. It's funny how the dice just don't let you tell the story you want to tell sometimes. And I guess that's the story of gambling, and that's the story of craps, right? You don't always get the story you want to tell here on video, but also at the casino. So you got to be ready for that. Anyway, there we go. It is 9. I'm going to have to cut it off here to get to my day starting, but I will be back later today at some point to do a longer rollout. I want to get the box numbers rolled out, laddered up, and come back down and do a bankroll check on that too. So that's it for the morning show. If you're around later on, I'll see you later. Have a great morning. I'll see you in the afternoon. Bye, y'all.